You're listening to PDR Tool Talk, all about PDR stories, tools, and techniques.
For the thousands in attendance, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to PDR Tool Time. This is episode 82, and we've got a great show for you. Tonight, we have special guest Jeremy Langton on tonight. And before we get started, came off of vacation, and I'm kind of excited about this subject and something that me and Vince have in common. And it's type 1 diabetes. So I was off for a week. I took my daughter to type 1 diabetes camp. And it's a camp for type 1s that you go there and you get educated, you learn, you're around other type 1 diabetics. And one of the things is I want to support this organization because it helps so many families out. And I think there's a lot of good guys out there that would like to support me and Vince in this endeavor because we're both affected. My daughter has type 1 diabetes. Vince's wife is a type 1 diabetic. And the camp that we went to is DYF, and it's Diabetes Youth Foundation. And what this group is about is they put on a camp for young families that are newly diagnosed as type 1 diabetics like we are. And when you get thrust into this, it's not like type 2. Type 2 is diet related. Type 1 is when your pancreas shuts down 100% and you're thrown into this world. You're not prepared. And every doctor tells you to go to this diabetic camp. And what you learn is that you go to this camp and it's teenagers and that are your camp counselors. They're all type 1 diabetics and you're learning from them. And they're way smarter than doctors, in my opinion, with this disease. And you learn all these tricks and tips and it's phenomenal. It changes your life when you're thrust into this world. And there's a great way for all of you to help me out and support this organization. And it's simple. If you are a Amazon Prime user, you can join Amazon Prime Smile. And what Smile does is they let you, they do a donation towards your foundation, whatever group you want to support. And so I'm asking all of you guys out there to support me. If you're an Amazon Prime user, go on there, click on Amazon Smile, click on support DYF. That's Diabetes Youth Foundation. And all the proceeds go to young families. And these are families with infants, teenagers, preteens. Every age is affected by this. And a portion of all your sales goes to this Diabetes Youth Foundation. It doesn't change any way that you do business on Amazon. It just, they automatically support this foundation and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, it takes a proceeds from certain sales and takes a portion of that and donates it to your charity of your choice. What we're asking you to do is choose DYF as your charity of choice, and it makes no difference to your buying or your cost or no money will come out of your pocket. It literally comes from Amazon and Amazon only. But you have to select a charity. So we're just asking you if you could select DYF as your charity under Smile in Amazon and continue shopping as you usually do.
Yeah, it's simple. All right. That's our PSA. moment. Okay, let's move on with the show.
Moving
Stuff
on.
on there every day.
Yeah. So the other hosts on the show are Mike Toledo and myself, Vincent D'Alessandro. And we're joined with Daniel Grom and our special guest, Jeremy Langton from Dent Technologies. So welcome, Jeremy. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Awesome.
What's crack-a-lackin', dude?
So before
Just lots of work.
before we get started, Vince, what's in old news?
Oh, old news. Okay, well, episode 82. I'm sorry, this is episode 82. 81, we had the top 5 most glue tabs, or the top 5 must-have glue tabs and techniques that Daniel was absent for. Daniel, did you have anything? I know we could go on for about 3 hours of all the things that you want to add.
Dude, I was like listening to it and I'm chomping at the bit. Like Mike was saying, he's like, "Oh, I bet Daniel would like to chime in on this." And I was like, I was yelling at my iPhone. Yeah, I do. But it was all good. I agree with all you. I mean, most of the tabs that I use are exactly what you guys use. The gangrene tabs and the Kiko tabs and the Laka tabs. Those are my top 3 for because I'm doing mostly big dents, you know. But I'm also digging the new silverbacks, which Jeremy is making. I've been playing around with those, so I'm really kind of digging those.
Yeah, we talked about those last week on the episode as well. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
You guys did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you know,
You need to tune in, Jeremy.
every one time I don't tune in, you guys say something and I miss it.
I know.
And I'm
Yeah, I tune in every week.
We try to say something good and bad about you, though. So.
So
not
let's
tuning in now.
move. Let's
Usually
move
someone
on.
tells me it's bad, I'll get about 15 messages. You know?
So Jeremy, you are like monstering Facebook. You've got all kinds of new tools. You sent us a bunch of new stuff. I'm totally digging what you're throwing down. You're really being innovative. Your hammer, you're making it so it's like build a hammer, and you can really pick a hammerhead, pick a handle style, pick a end style, and build whatever hammer you want, which I love. You sent me out one of your big hail rods, which is your carbon fiber hail rods. And unfortunately, I don't do a lot of hail, but I did some testing on it and found out that it has 0 flex, works great. So
Isn't that crazy?
I love what you're throwing down right now. So take it
Thank
from
you.
there.
Well, now that I'm doing it full time, I have a lot more time to throw down some cool stuff, you know. So I got a lot more time to play with stuff, you know. The longer I'm in this industry and building stuff, the more I learn every day. You know, it's almost like PDR. But I'm at a turning point, I feel like, in doing this, that I kind of, you know, I don't have it figured out by any means, but I definitely have a style that I'm going with, and I'm just not trying to reinvent the wheel, but, you know, I am changing a few things, changing the way we do a few things. And there's so much we could talk about, but, you know, a couple cool things. We have, you know, I don't even know where we begin. Tonight we're going to talk about a few things. You know, the Black Box Mafia is something I'm starting just I personally wanted to do because I had the capabilities to, and I wanted to set myself, you know, aside from dent technology and just do something kind of cool that I want to do. But for dent technology, we have some great tools coming out. For those of you that don't know, you know, we have we bought our own machines. You know, we bought some high dollar, you know, very, very nice machines that are capable of, you know, building basically anything. So, you know, now I have the opportunity, you know, when I need a prototype or something like that, you know, it just gets made right there. I can change things. And so that gives you, you know, a lot of leverage to make some cool stuff and really play with it, you know, because back, you know, if you're building tools, you got to go to your machine shop. You got to talk to the guys. It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You know, then in 6 months you have one little tool. You know, so I was done doing that and wait times and stuff, and so you know, we took a leap of faith and bought some good stuff that's gonna last a long time and be able to build some awesome tools. So I don't know which one you want to hear about, but there's a lot.
You mentioned it there. You know, when that's one thing that a lot of people get discouraged of when you're trying to design a tool or whatever, the back and forth and this and that. You're basically trying to get machinists to read your brain and you know, come up with what you've developed, and it's tough. It's a daunting task.
You know that better than any of us right now, Vince, right? Coming out to your tech mat.
Yeah, it sucked for 8 months.
Yeah.
And then you'll find a good guy, you know, that you are on the same wavelength, you know, where you can, you know, tell them an idea and give them an idea, and they'll draw it up. And it's not so much back and forth. You know, they get what's going on. They get what you're trying to do. But, you know, now I get to do it myself. So, like I said, it just gives you a lot. Absolutely. And it's that too, you know, but it's more of, you know, I just I can just build anything right then and there and, you know, see if it works and mess with it. And, you know, so we have a lot of stuff coming out. You know, the main things we have coming out, which are actually here, we have 200 of them. We're building them as we speak, but it's our new long rods. It's a whole new design. It's, you know, no one has anything like it. We've been, you know, messing with what now?
For hail long rods or
yeah, extendable long rods. So I have two, and I don't know if you know, you guys, the viewers can't see, but I was going to show you guys what's going on here. But basically, this is one right here, and you can see it's 3 foot.
Wow.
It's a little over 3 foot. It's, you know, 3 foot 2 inches right here. Okay, but right here, it all looks seamless. You know, it's one piece of carbon fiber. You got your double-sided head here. But right here, it comes all the way apart and keeps going. And then, you know, you can pull an extra about 16 inches out of it. Okay, so you got...
So it's like sleeves. It's like a built-in sleeve, basically.
Absolutely. But that's carbon fiber, too. So there is no metal. It's all carbon fiber. So... how it, you know, and how it works is it's extremely, I've been working on it for a long time to make it work like this. So basically it's a little packable, real stout, like Grom was saying earlier. I mean, the thing has 0 flex. I mean, and I'm tightening it so hard, and that's what I've been working on, is the locking mechanism, you know, and that's why I haven't made anything telescopic, because I was never a fan of, I never thought they had made something good enough to, you know, stand up to what we do with the rod and, you know, breaking loose sideways on you. So, but I've always had some ideas that were cool. So I've been working on, you know, a long time on this locking mechanism in here and how it works and how it locks together. And I, you know, we did it and we've been having them built, and this is all machined, you know, to fit perfectly inside these. And there's a lot more going on than it looks like, but that's what's kind of cool. It's kind of a little sleeper, you know. So you have a little one here, and just a clean, fat, little, nice, real stout rod. And then you have a bigger one here, which is 48 inches, but it goes out to 7 foot. So same thing, all the way out, you know. And then you got I poked the way out, but you see that?
Yeah.
I mean,
my God, that's awesome.
So
you understand like what happens in this industry.
To our listeners, just want to explain, Jeremy, just real quick to our listeners. So what Jeremy has he has a rod, and it's carbon fiber, and it's got a shell of carbon fiber on the outside. Then he twists it, and then it's like it slides out from its outside shell, and there's an inside shell to it. It's kind of like a sleeve, and it just extends. So it's pretty cool. Cool.
Absolutely. So it's basically like a sleeper rod. You know, you don't have to. You do every 2 inches like this, or, you know, you can do 1 inch, a half inch, 10 inch. I mean, wherever you need it. Right. And then, but it locks so tightly and nicely. It's unbelievable. And that has a lot to do with, you know, how these fit inside, because when you feel this, it slides like butter, but there's no play at all. I mean, 0. So when you tighten it, I mean, the thing's so strong. I don't even know what it'll hold, but once it's put together in both sleeves, so even at this point, you know, obviously it's a little thinner, but it's still a little bit thicker than you know, other carbon rods. You know, they're kind of like
it's about a 2-inch diameter. So the outside diameter is about 2 inches.
It's about 1.65, but yeah, it's, you know, it's,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 1 3/4, but so it's just perfect for your hand now. And then obviously we have a nice machined handle, and there's some stuff going on inside here. I'm not going to show you yet, but basically I hid some stuff in the handles. There's some little pockets to put some tap downs and stuff. Super cool. And so the why I made this was because on the big rods, what people what I see anyway, and you know, I've chased a lot of hell, is everyone basically takes apart the middle, puts the top one on the bottom, and then they have the rod they want. You know, it's very seldom they use the rod that big and long. You know, once in a while you got to go grab the big piece, but you know, and then you have a piece laying over here, I feel like forever, you know, and that's how my last rods were built. So no longer do you have to take a piece out or nothing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all
built.
one.
Yeah. So it's a design that no one has, but this little guy, right? This little guy is super cool. This one don't have a handle or anything. It's just your regular carbon fiber rod. So, but look how little it is. I mean, it's just a chunky guy, right? But then, you know, it goes way out there, you know? So, I mean, and even you can go, I don't know how far I'll go with it yet, but I'm going to put a stopper in there right there where it's what we're doing right now, actually. Right. But, you know, that's a good 16 inches. So
what's really cool
you
is
can
like,
go from 3 foot to 5
on the fly.
Quick,
you know, do it on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're not doing nothing. You just boom, you know, tighten it down like that. You're done. I mean, and I wish you could feel it because it's so tight right now that then you got to break it loose, and then you're back to work. You know, bam, you know, on your little stuff. So
Mike and Vince, he sent me one of these rods, and I have some stairs going up to my loft. And I took one of these rods, and then I took my thickest steel rod that I had, and I put it underneath the stairs, and I was doing like a plank push-up to see how strong they were, how much flex there was. Zero flex out of the carbon fiber. Zero. And
is that not unbelievable?
And the steel one is like bouncing all over the place. So my left hand is like bouncing. My right hand is like stiff as a board. And that's what makes all the difference in the world when you're working on a dent and you got zero flex. You're using less muscle memory, using less muscle to move that dent. And when you're working on hail, and if you're working 12 hours a day, that just means that you have less fatigue at the end of the day,
and you're more efficient. It's definitely an efficient tool to sit there on the fly, being able to expand it, shrink it down, and get it to where you need to. If you're working on a smaller compact car or whatever, and you don't have to go across on the other side. You could work the other side from there, and then shorten it up and work right in front of you.
Yeah, and then you can work the edge. I mean, you can work it all the way up to you. You know, it goes to 3 foot. So I love a little 3 foot rod to get back towards you. You know, with like a monkey bar or something towards the edge of the roof. And then, I mean, you're so quick. I mean, look at that. You're done. I mean, it's so quick. You can get 8 inches so quick and then be done. I mean, it's going to speed you up, and that's what I want to do. You know, and just everything about it's just, I love this little guy here. I mean, the more I play with it and stuff, is just.
When are you having that out, Jeremy?
I'm about to, you know, I'm very careful about what I do anymore. But we actually have 200 of them, you know, at the shop done. But they take some work to put them together. Like I said, there's a lot more going on inside here than you think. But it's still very extremely light. I mean, it's.
Let me ask you a question, Jeremy. What have you learned since we've talked the last time? I mean, during your career of doing PDR tools. I mean, there's. Obviously, you're still coming out like with a blaze of new type of tools. I actually got one of your recent blending hammers. It's really super skinny and light, really light. And then on one end, it's kind of like, I guess you put like it's kind of like a discoloring. I don't know what they call that, but it's got kind of different.
Yeah, that's just where I heat anodize the titanium. You have a little tinker titanium.
Yeah, I like it. We like it a lot. So, but what
that one is for.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you got to know, obviously you're not going to beat down a big crown on the side of a bed with that, that's for fine finishing, on a, getting out there, getting way out there,
having control.
Absolutely. Thin metal, and the heavier the head you get, that's why you don't see me sell like a Brazilian wedge head on a 18-inch stick. It's too heavy. You get out there, you're all over the place. I mean, this doesn't make sense, so the farther you go, the lighter it is, the more accurate you are. And so for, real nice touch-up stuff, that's what those I have too, the Aztec and then that one. But I don't want anyone to think, that's for, there's different, that's why I make so many different blending hammers, is because there are a few different categories that fall in. Big stuff, your average blending hammer, you can blend everything. And then, your smaller, finer stuff that you want to, tune in real good. So
the hammer that I got was, I've been using it constantly for the last 2-3 weeks now. And I got to tell you, I've been a brass guy for years. My knockdowns have been brass because I like the way that it hits and reacts to the metal. And what I'm getting out of your blending hammer is the same reaction out of the titanium as almost identical to brass. However, it doesn't have the weight of brass. So I'm sitting there, it's less fatigue on my hand. I'm just sitting there knocking down great metal. The hits are perfect. I'm getting a nice ting to it. There's nice vibration to it. And I really am digging that titanium tip that came with the handle or with the hammer.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, thanks, first of all. But, that's another thing that sets us aside a little bit. That's titanium's not, that's no joke. It takes 30 years to rust underwater. It's not it's not something, it's hard to machine. It's very expensive, but I've added to my hammers because it lasts forever. I mean, you don't get the little surface rust. You don't get pitted, it doesn't do any of that. So, but the funny thing is, you say the brass is, if you'll see right here, actually, I'm using brass on the ends already. But I'm getting ready to use a lot of brass too, because I love brass on in a tap down, tapping on cars. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's the way it hits. I can't explain it, but it is very similar to titanium. But it's very soft at the same time. So you drop your tap down or something, it'll get messed up, But the way it moves metal is a little different, and and titanium's guaranteed to be different. That's just, it's a fact. It's science that. The way titanium, and we go back to why I started making titanium tips in the first place is, a company called Stiletto Hammers. They started making framing hammers out of titanium, and they figured out that, the same, swing with the, a regular hammer and a titanium hammer, the titanium hammer drove the nail twice as far. So, it's lighter, it does more work. And now, whether you get that effect on what we're doing, we're not driving nails in, but it does move metal differently. So, and it lasts a long time, and it's just cool. It's titanium.
So shifting gears a little bit here. So you're making some very innovative tools. You're doing some great things, but one of the reasons we brought you on the show is you got something new to share with our listeners. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? The black box.
Okay. Well, the black box was something that I've been wanting to do. It's impossible to do unless you own your own machines and you are willing to spend extra time and, do. So basically I can, pay for material. I can build cool stuff, but look, this is an exclusive hammer for the Black Box Mafia right here. If you see, it's all carbon fiber, the handle, everything, right? This thing's like swinging air.
Before you get there, explain what the Black Box subscription is. So,
okay, you're gonna get for $70 a month. I've designed a box that's a really nice box. You know, it's a dual zipper, ballistic nylon, awesome box. So it carries up to 70 pounds. So you can reuse the thing. It's like it's like a case you're gonna reuse, put whatever you want in. But you're gonna get one every single month, and in it will be a guaranteed value of $250. And some boxes will have a lot more. But what it's doing.
So hold on, let me break it down for customers. So it's going to be a subscription. I'm going to pay $70, right? And you're going to give me $250 or more value in that box. But I won't know what's in the box.
Nope, right? You won't know, but you're guaranteed. I have a lot of exclusive tools I'm doing only for the members. So like, for instance, this hammer, you can't buy this hammer ever unless you're a member. That's the only way you'll ever get it. Okay. There's a lot of tools I'm making like that. So every month you'll get some glue and some tabs, because that's the stuff, in a knockdown of some sort. That's the stuff we lose or use, whatever. But basically, so instead of you trying to keep up with the newest stuff that I have, or just the newest stuff, it's coming, and it's going to come to you. So whatever I have new coming out, you'll probably see it first, a little bit before anyone else will. But then, like I said, there'll also be.
You're geeking out. You're geeking out. You're throwing stuff in the box that other guys like myself we're going to geek out about, and you're going to give us a bunch of cool stuff, overvaluing what we're paying.
Christmas every month. For a tool guy, especially if you like tools, then, you're going to get the coolest, newest tools that I make anyway. And I'm making a lot. And you're just going to get, it's going to pay for itself over and over. And on top of that, you're going to get 25% off Dent Technologies website. So if you're a member, right off, anything you buy, you're getting 25% off as long as you're a member. And then on top of that, I'm doing something real cool. Not that I need to keep you a member, because I don't think anyone's going to have a problem once they get the box, being a member, because, like, it pays for itself over and over again, and it's fun, and you get, it's tools. It's a write-off. I don't know what other people, how their accountant's set up, but most, time you can write it off. So it's a winner all the way around. But the cool thing is, something I'm doing is every month, you'll get one piece, it'll be one piece of a tool, and you won't know what that is, but this tool takes 12 pieces to make. So if you stay a member for a year, at the end you'll have a $400 to $500 tool that this makes. So kind of a fun thing. You'll get to put it together month by month,
you're giving them,
and then at the end
you'll have to stay a member for 12 months. Okay, so they're intrigued to stay involved. And at the end of that 12 months, they get this ultimate tool. It's like,
exactly,
like transformer tool,
right? So you definitely don't want to be in month 9. Like I said, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. It's that I don't need to do that to keep anyone. It's more of just something fun. You get to build something that's going to be exclusive to you. No one else will ever have one. I'm not building any more for anyone else. So just cool stuff like that, and then of course my tools will be in there, and so, but lots of other cool stuff too,
what do you think, Mike?
It's gonna be
you're gonna let me talk?
Yeah.
I wasn't even done. I was trying to get a word in there, man. Jeremy, I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it would be a no-brainer for people not to sign up. Like Daniel said, you took the words out of my mouth. They're going to have a transformer tool at the end of the, within a year after it's done. You make some cool stuff, man. You make everyone jealous. I think that it's like, man, I think I should buy that. You do have some really cool, innovative stuff, and you're always trying to stay out of the box. And now that I think everything you mentioned, from you getting your own CNC machines and be able to CAD everything and get it done and create things, and then have a black box subscription. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, how is someone not going to be able to not keep up with you? And plus, they're going to get the value of $250 value each month. I mean, come on. So I think it's great.
Yeah, Thanks. And some of the stuff's, can't even put a value on it because you'll never be able to get it again unless you build it, so which is kind of cool too. And here's a, exclusive tap down. It's carbon fiber magnetic. I got some other just some cool stuff. And it's just cool, man.
What the one thing I know about you is you want to blow people away. You want to impress them, and you're not going to disappoint anybody. So I think anybody out there that's listening, if you're not on board, then you're not a dent geek, in my opinion.
Like a tool guy, like a tool geek. Some people don't care. That's cool. I don't. But for the guys that like the tools, they're gonna love the box for sure. There's no doubt about it. And I put myself in their shoes. And I'm going way overboard. Some people are like, dude, you can't. What are you doing? But really, it's like, hey, I get the stuff out there, and this is fun for me because I get to start over. I get to take everything I've learned. Over the past years, all the hits I've taken, and just the weird, you just learn a lot, and I get to start fresh, and I wanted to separate it from dent technology, and I just kind of want it to be my thing, like just something that, it's just a new start for me. Dent technology's not going anywhere, but it's more just a little.
You're kind of giving back to people. I like it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Vince?
You talking to me or Vince?
Vince.
Oh. I think it's a complete, when I was just thinking while you were talking, Jeremy, the first time we met you, I think myself and Mike, it was at MTE maybe like 4 years ago. And you were on.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
There, where I was doing some video and while Mike was interviewing you, and you had all these great tools that you had come up with, and you're pushing them on us and, trying to get them out. And compared to where you are now to where you were 3-4 years ago, it's complete turnaround. You're putting out awesome quality stuff, and it looks freaking awesome too. You have style behind it as well, but the quality, years ago, some of the stuff was a little bit questionable, but now everything that I've is not questionable.
Jeremy, I agree with Vince, what he says right there. And I don't want you to take it critical either. I want you to take it as criticism to be a better tool maker.
No, listen, I already know. Yeah. I already know what you're going to say. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think you definitely. It takes. I'm not saying courage, but it takes a lot to really like get better and go better and understand. Take the blows and go. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to use that to get where I'm at now. You know what I mean? You keep climbing the ladder. And you just keep looking positive, and you build some like out of the box ideas. You know what I mean? Like, dude, how the hell did he come up with that, man? So I don't know if you were watching Cheech and Chong that night or what, dude, but I mean, some of that stuff was legit, dude. Like the stuff you're coming out with, man, it's like really cool. So
I got listen, I just like to build tools, but I still, I want to get to the point where I can just go into a room and build tools and then just hand them out the door and say, hey, I want to just sit there and invent tools, and because I have so many ideas and they can come to life, but I get a little ahead of myself sometimes, and that's, like I said, I've learned so much. I'm kind of embarrassed over some of the stuff I put out in the past. I'm kind of like, whoa, I can't even believe I did that, but I did, and I learned, and I learned the hard way a lot of times, and we're not by any means a giant company, but we sell a lot of tools, and people like our tools, and my customer service is the main thing I'm trying to step up, but as we grow, it's more and more and more, and it's a job in itself.
One of the things that me and Vince came to realize is when we went to Texas and we dealt with Anson, and honestly, we heard behind the scenes people talking about you, and it was all good. People really know who you are as a person, and they had your back. They really said, Jeremy's a great guy. And we heard that from several people. And
that makes me feel good.
Yeah. And
some people get a stigma about
it should.
I don't know. You know, I don't know what it is. You know, some people, I don't know. But, you know, once you get to know me, some of the guys, you know, you get some nasty emails. I give them a call. By the end of the conversation, you know, we're good friends, you know. And it's just a matter of just getting to know who you are. And, you know, and so if you give me a chance, usually, you know, I can I'm a nice guy. You know, I don't know. I'm too nice half the time. But you know, I care about the customers, you know, and that's like I said, what I'm working on this year is just, you know, customer service, right? You know, I told James Lee, I said, dude, quit doing so good. You're making everyone look bad.
Yeah, he is. He does, dude.
He does.
Not that we have bad customer service. He's just so good that like it makes you look bad. It's like, you know, you can't compare me to James Lee on customer service because I'm not going to. But my wife, my beautiful wife, is quitting her job of a dental hygienist to come work for us and actually, you know, run things.
Tell her
and,
she shouldn't do that.
Well, they've only been married for 2 years, so they still like each other.
Hey, I still got, you know, the thing outside. I gotta, you know, go out there and stay away. But
the latest
in
news,
there, you can get stuff done.
Yeah,
oh, latest news is
he knocked her up, man.
Yeah, dude. I think it was at the that show you were just talking about.
Oh,
but,
way to break the news there, Daniel. Way to break that news, dude.
He broke it on Facebook.
Yeah, we're having a kid. You know,
congratulations, man. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks, bro.
Congrats.
I think we're out Thursday actually what we're having too, so that's gonna be
Hey,
fun.
did that happen in the shower at Anson?
Yes, bro. That's so weird because you called it. Anyway, I look back.
That long shower. Jeremy's
There's
in the
no
shower
way.
for like 2 hours.
I couldn't use the bathroom.
Yeah, I walked out. And they're like, "Yo!" Actually, Christina even said something. I was like, "Okay, everyone's having a little bit too much fun here." All right.
Do you know what you're having, a boy or a girl?
Find out Thursday.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm super
you gotta
stoked.
Jeremy,
I have two. I have two girls.
Jeremy,
So.
no, do me a favor. Don't find out. Make it a surprise.
Well, man, you know.
No, they got a
look what I
plan.
got. Hey, so you know, hold on, let me see what I got. Check this out, bro.
You gotta name the baby Anson.
No, I like to build stuff, right? So you know, I'm making the craziest, coolest ass baby room there is ever. You know, so I got. No, look, I got like this is like 900. It's all tied together here, but this is all
Fiber optics.
You know, right?
A star ceiling.
Yeah, I'm gonna drill like 900 holes and thread these through the ceiling and make the whole galaxy, bro. And then you know, do some other cool lighting stuff.
I've got to clue you in, Jeremy.
Jeremy, a long pain. You think PDR is going to?
Jeremy, calm down. When
Listen, I'm excited about the kid.
When they turn 8, they won't give.
No, hell no, bro. But listen, when I had my first two kids when I was 19 and 20, and so I was broke, bro. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. But now I'm still broke, but I have an opportunity to, you know, do it, you know, start over again too, and do
You
that.
go
Not
for
that I,
it,
you know,
buddy.
did anything wrong.
You go for it. That's awesome.
Spot.
I dig it.
bro.
I totally dig it. I go over the top for my kids, so yes, go for it.
I told my girl that we're not buying a crib. I'm gonna make one. The coolest one ever.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah, make it all a carbon fiber crib. All right.
I'm gonna
So
make,
we got to shift gears. We're coming into the final stretch of our show.
No way, bro. We haven't. I got like 17 tools.
I know, dude. I know, but we only have
Look,
an hour.
bro. Let's talk about the way. Listen, this thing here, right?
What is that?
Something to talk about.
What is that?
Come on, you haven't seen this?
That's
this is a mini lifter body. Yeah, right. Check it out, bro. It's this big. Look how big it is, right? And so it's completely different. It's gear driven. So you got 5 times less squeeze with 5 times more pull. So
is it battery operated?
No, not yet. But it is. No, look, check it out. So it's just a guy, and it gets in way crazy positions, and it's just real little, you know. And it's like I said, it's gear driven. So you know, when you pull up, basically this pulls up. You know,
how does it
rocks out like that?
How do you balance that though? Like keep it balanced. Like.
Well, I mean, it's not. This is just the body. So I mean, this is the inner. This is the inner. So it's going to be carbon fiber. It'll have feet on it and all that stuff, just like a normal one. And this will be carbon fiber handles like this, But do you see how what we did was I angled this up, so it stays more away from the car, and then this is level.
Okay.
So basically,
our listeners can't see this, but it's a prototype. He's holding in his
hand.
Hey,
hold that up, Jeremy. Hold it up. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, dude. So
take a screenshot there, Mike.
Okay, and then I want you to hold it back a little bit further. Hold it back a little further. Back more. There you go. Let's see here. Yeah, like that. Okay, I got
Perfect.
it. All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
So it's a little prototype.
A whole new way.
It looks cool.
No, right. This is basically, this is being made. This is a lot of parts. Happens to be 12. Anyway, so it's being made, but it's just a lot of just a lot of stuff. But I'm making like a 1 year anniversary, maybe for the show. I'm not 1 year, but it'll be 4 year anniversary. That I can really trick out, and then I'm gonna have a window right here, which people can't see, but this right here. So we're gonna mill our name across this right here. So when you pull up, it'll come up through there. You can see it. Just some really cool stuff.
It looks sexy, buddy.
This is what I'm talking about. I get to do. No one has time to do that. But now I get to do it full time and sit there and think of every different way to do things. So no mini lifters built like this. No rods built like that.
Dude,
I got a new edge tool. Crazy.
I would probably get stopped at the airport if I had that in my pocket, dude. So
yeah, but it won't look like that. It'll have feet on it.
I know. It just looks crazy, dude. It looks so
right.
Like,
so that
looks like a pop gun, dude.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? But so if you can picture it now, though. This will be the handles,
Yeah.
And then obviously it'll come out like that. And the cool thing is, look how short it is. I mean, it's this big.
Jeremy, just make sure you have little that. Make sure you have soft feet made for it for me, please. Soft feet.
I got with Dr. Scholl's, bro, and I made gel feet. But another thing I'm doing real quick I want to talk about is I'm changing the way tips are made, period. Okay. I don't know what we've been thinking, but what I've done is I'm going to probably launch them at the show and I'll put them out there. But anyway, I don't know how to explain it to the viewers. I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to explain it to them, right? So what I've done is I've made basically you see all these tips, they start at our tips, all of them are standard they're 1/2 inch. Okay. Everything starts at a 1/2 inch at the base, to line up every tap down and all that. So I started at a 1/2 inch. I came up and then basically how much of this tap down do we use? I mean, this tip do we use? We don't use all this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So what I've made is a hard plastic, basically base for every single tip. And then that's what you'll screw into the top, just
like the quarter.
Basically. Yeah. So it'll be, plastic, and then you'll just have a deal that screws in and it goes in nice. It stays in. It's kind of seated. And then first of all, it saves so much material. I mean, look at that. You're not, like I said, you're not using any of that. You're not using any of that. And even so much, I've even made one this little, right? So a titanium one, because you don't need all this. I mean, you're never going to use it, so still moves metal the exact same, but obviously over the time too, I gotta, that's a nice tip and it does the same thing, but it's
I like it.
Exciting, man.
I like it. Also, can you do me a favor, Jeremy? Can somebody make me a magnetic tip that goes like a punch, and then I have a magnetic tip that slips in, and I'm happy, man.
I already got a done deal, bro.
I love to switch my tips quick. I don't want to screw in crap.
Bro, all it needs to do is hold in there. If it's machined right, they'll have no slop, right? And then you're hitting down, so it's not going to go through it.
Thank you.
You have a deal. It's so easy, bro. Why? That's the things I'm making that is like, why haven't we had this?
I
You
know.
I-
If I was a tool maker, that would be the first thing I do is make a magnetic tip,
Yeah.
this tap down, just so it just fits flush right in
It
it,
just-
and it's pink.
It sucks right in there, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where's my? It's I want to show you something.
turn. Doesn't have
Jeremy's leaving the screen right now.
Would you say,
No,
Vince?
look at this. I
Grab you
want to
something,
show you
yeah.
this. You see this bowl?
Yeah.
You talk about brass, you know. You see this? Well, look at
Okay.
this. I'll show you
Okay.
something, my man.
He's
All right. This is
showing
going to be
me,
very hard to explain to the viewer. It's a
Okay.
brass bolt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Art,
Okay.
look at this. You see our tap down? Now check this out, bro.
Whoa.
Whoa.
hell's that
what?
doing that,
That's
dude?
magic. What the hell?
What?
This is a magnet.
How did you do
Now
that?
look at this. Now look at this.
He's putting
You
on a
just
magic
showed
show,
us
everybody.
This is even
He's
more
putting
magic trick.
He's putting a magic trick
look
on
at
it.
Look at this. There's stuff in there. There's and people are going, how is it sticking? There's nothing even there at the end. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, they're all going to be basically magic tricks now. But did you see that?
Hold on.
How did you do that,
Let me
though?
explain that to the customer or to our audience. So
Let me
he
show you
showed
one more
us-
time.
He was showing us a bolt with a thread and
A brass bolt and a nut.
a nut, and then it unthreaded itself by
Backed
itself
out by itself.
And came right off.
and came right off.
So I don't know if you can think of anything what we're talking about, but see, I mean, look, it's not going to come off. It's not, you know, it's all on there. You got to unthread it to get it off. You know, thread
Okay,
it back
how'd you
on.
do
So,
that?
but I mean, because if you hold it just right, I mean, it's we have magic tap downs, but look at it.
It's unthreading itself by itself. It's like a ghost.
How are you doing that, dude?
It's a trick.
It's magnetic.
No,
It's like interkinetic energy. Kinetic energy.
It don't. Magnets can push and pull, but they can't turn. You know. I mean, look at it's almost amazing.
Hold on.
Dang.
Dude, that is
Take-
crazy. We should have had a video on
Take a
this one.
screen.
I
Take
am.
a
I'm videoing it
screenshot.
right now.
How did you do that, Jeremy? That's crazy. What the? Dude, if you got stuff coming out like that, dude, it's over, man.
I'm telling you, bro. It's what we've deserved. It's what we've paid for a long time, and that's
All
what
right.
we're getting. Yeah, we're not gonna get deep into that, but we got some stuff coming out.
I'm sorry,
So-
Jeremy. We're coming to the end of our show. This is it.
Dude, Jeremy, you got to come on again, dude, because that's
I know.
he's not done. You can tell, dude.
I know,
Look at that.
but
Oh, I
we're done for tonight.
I thought it was 2 hours, you know, but here, this will give you a better idea of this anyway. Well, here. Anyway, this goes like this right here. And
All
does this look? Now you can see the difference, you know, in what the mini lifter look like.
Nice.
See the feet?
Okay, so we're looking at
So-
the glue puller. Dude,
Oh,
you've
do you
got
want-
some
oh, here.
amazing stuff.
I'm gonna read
Okay.
it. I think of a hurry. I don't know.
Okay.
Check it out. Yeah,
Our
on there, yeah,
listeners aren't
but-
gonna
Hold on.
listeners are gonna just freak out. They're gonna be like going, what the hell?
Yeah, you guys gonna have to come and check out this screenshots of what Jeremy's showing on our PDR Tooltime blog.
Go to Jeremy's website. He's got some amazing stuff. He's making amazing tools. You can buy them all at Hanson. And he's making a baby room that's gonna just freak out his baby.
Now, Jeremy, real quick, where can everyone find your stuff? Give us some links.
All right, check it out. If you guys, for the listeners, I always do something for the listeners. If you listen to the show, you're gonna type in TT Revolution. That's gonna be your code. It's gonna give you a 20% off anything you want from now through the weekend.
Tom,
And that's
Revolution.
Revolution. Yep. And then that's for the Black Box Mafia. Okay. And that's going to be it's going to give you 20% off your first subscription. But also if you type in PDR Tool Time, you'll get 20% off of anything from Dent Tech. So both of them. And And the Black Box Mafia, we are capping the members, so we're not gonna just take as many sign up. I'm not doing that. I'm taking what I think I can handle, and I'm gonna devote all my time to them. So if you want to get in, now's the time. We're gonna do a launch next week where we officially launch it. But there's a lot of people sneaking in right now. I can see that I haven't really even said much about it yet. So
this is pretty much an exclusive. So guys, if you're listening,
absolutely
log in, get signed up. Get in on the Black Box promotion and get yourself in on some great tools. Jeremy's not going to disappoint. I guarantee you. And I can't wait to see some of the stuff that you're going to come out with.
Yeah. I can't wait for MTE this year. You're going to do magic tricks for us
all day. MTE is going to be crazy this year.
I could have used that.
And I'm not.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
You guys know more than I do, but I haven't seen tons of tools coming out again, which is last year I didn't either. And this year I really just took off and just, so it's going to be big. We're going to do some things at our booth, and Black Box going to throw a big party afterwards. And it's going to be crazy, man.
Okay. So denttechnologyinc.com is the website. And also you're a big partner with Anson Tools.
Yes. So anything the Anson will have it first, or right along with us. Now we are launching these rods. We're built 200, but these are bad to the bone. They're just something that's just different. So we are going to be they're going to be up tomorrow for sale, and definitely check them out because there'll be some videos upcoming. But I'm thinking by the time they might be good. Time the videos.
Be careful because this podcast goes out tomorrow, literally, because we usually do a week ahead, but you are going to be live tomorrow. Not live, but it will be ready tomorrow. So
yeah. So I can't believe it's up. I had something else to say real quick. The dingbat. I'm coming out with something called the dingbat. That's not really my idea. It's a guy's idea. And we don't have much time, but be looking out for that. It's a super cool tool. It's almost accompanied to your hammer. It doesn't replace the hammer, a blending hammer, but almost, and it's super cool. So be looking for that. It's called the dingbat.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Well, Jeremy, thank you for coming on. Mike, go ahead.
Are we going to do a quick tech tip or not? Good. Real quick. Let's do it. Jeremy, yes, I do. We'll think them right at the end, but I'm going to do a tech tip. Jeremy, if you got one, great. If not, no worries. I was working on a Tesla today Actually, I went to look at how to take a taillight out of a Tesla, the right rear, not the driver's side where the plug is at, but and there, lo and behold, I see Daniel Grom's video, how to take a taillight out of a Tesla and what to do. And
he calls me and says, "I got your video."
Yeah, but then there he is. He's already got the taillight out. He doesn't say how he did it. So I'm like, dude, how did you take the taillight out? So anyways, long story short, it was 4 bolts hidden behind the what, Vince? It's hidden behind
the little silver tape, the little
tin tape. The little silver, what is it? That
tin foil.
Yeah, sound deadening stuff. But then they got this bolt that's freaking far way away. You got to use an extension with an 8mm, and then you got to play that game like Doctor. You remember that little Doctor game where you're pulling it out real slowly? It's if you drop it, if you hit something, it freaking falls. Well, Vince, you gave me a tech tip. I want to share it with you. So you tell me what's that tech tip you're saying so the nut doesn't fall out of your socket.
Well, what I do when I'm going to put it back in is I take a little piece of tape and you put it at the end of the socket and you cover a little bit of the nut at the same time. That way you could go all the way in with the socket and place the nut on the threads. And once you start threading it, it'll pop off of the tape and you can finish driving it in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Or a little bit of dum-dum.
Yeah, but I don't have dum-dum all laying around. Or I guess a cola fria. So, but Jerry, I could have used that magic trick on that thread with the bolt that would just thread itself right on, dude. So.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't even gotta have wrenches anymore, bro. You just
Jedi mind trick.
Look at that, dude.
Anyway, it's just a weird bolt, just a bolt, but. I don't know if it's a tip or trick. Maybe everyone does it, but I've never seen anyone do it. I'm training my little brother right now on, part-time kind of, he's up there every day where he's been up there. But anyway, I'm big on the weird, the soft, if you're doing hell, you have a soft panel like on the side, and you got a bunch of little itty bitty dents. Well, it's almost like impossible to glue pull because they're tiny, and there's 10 of them in a little area. You got to pull them up, and it's just that's why I have the carbon fiber plates to kind of. But even when they're smaller than that, you can still pull up too much metal. So what I do is I just pull them off with my hand. I don't know. Does anyone else? Does anyone else ever do that?
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just pop them with my hand, and it always seems to give me like that nice little pull, and it doesn't pull out too much, and you still you'll be surprised what your hands.
Yeah. And how long do you leave it on there? 5-10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. How long?
Depends on what I'm using. But sometimes you can't get it off, with your fingers. But if you get the right little deal,
yeah.
But anyway, just something real quick. You just go through, pop them off with your fingers, and I showed him because me making a mess there.
Yep.
So,
right on, man.
All right, guy. Jeremy, thanks a lot, man. You had a lot. You gave a lot of tool blast.
Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna make you basically the show in itself a member to the Black Box Mafia. So every month you'll get something to open and actually. Open and actually go through, whatever. So I don't know whose address this is going to go to.
No, send it to the guy who makes the best videos, and that's right here, dude. Okay, so you want the best publicity, you send it to Toledo first, okay, and then these guys might get theirs.
Hearing this, Grom. Grom's my homie, though. We like.
I know, dude. I'm just kidding.
Mike Toledo doesn't know how to.
I might just make all four of you guys. Where's Hiley anyway? Well, he couldn't make it tonight.
No, he's too good for us tonight, dude. So
He's doing something with his wifey. He's doing something with his wifey.
Maybe we can split it out. I'll do something for you.
Just
guys.
send it to Grom. Grom is good at sending out, dude. He's pretty good, but he always picks the best stuff of the litter, dude. So
he'll call me too and stay on me. He knows me, so he knows what he's got to do.
Yeah. Jeremy,
anyway,
thanks, dude.
I appreciate it, guys. Once again.
All right, guys.
We'll have you on again a lot sooner than the last time. I know we waited a year. We'll have you on here in the next couple 2-3 weeks when you got everything else nailed down.
Yeah, and plan like a maybe a special 2-hour episode because we got some stuff to talk about.
Well, we'll do a video one this time. Next time.
Why don't we do an episode when you're doing an ultrasound?
I'm down, bro. God, no. What I want to do? I want to do. I wish we could see live, bro. Anyway, all right. If we could see live, we do all kinds of videos. Anyway, all right, guys.
All right,
I appreciate it once again.
Mike, you want to wrap it up?
And I'll be talking to you guys.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy, and everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. We will see you on the next episode. And don't do anything I wouldn't do twice, Daniel.
Level up your tools.
Join the revolution.